Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar. Yeah, today we will see about the 3ds Max, yeah, especially for the Max Array and Data Channel technique. Yeah, so this is a bit technical, so you can follow if you want to see the maybe the recording, because after this we will have the recording link and to share to attendance. Okay. So my name is Thomas. I'm a solution consultant for the Autodesk Media Entertainment. So I'm using the 3ds Max since I think 2000. Yeah, since I think and that time Max is a part of the discrete company. Yeah, maybe one of you is using the Autodesk 3ds Max since 2000. Yeah, maybe we have same age. Yeah, okay, just kidding. Yeah, I think the beauty of the 3ds Max is one thing when I follow since the 2000 era till now. I think the capability, yeah, the capability of 3ds Max, the way how to user they help user to build on their projects is more easy. Yeah, number one, I think, and number two, Max also have a capability modifier. Yeah, even though the right now user have their own the options. Yeah, for the DCC 3D applications. Yeah, even though they have the modifier also, but yeah, I believe 3ds Max on, I can say they have the from A to Z solution for the tools, yeah, to help people is more accelerate on their project. Okay, so we go or we jump to the what key takeaway today. Yeah, before we jump, because I will talking about a lot of these array modifiers and data channel. Of course, we need to see what's coming in 2026. Yeah, I think if you own the 3ds Max versions since maybe 2020, 2021, 2022, I think right now is 2026 is a big jump, especially right now 2026 is update 2. Yeah, there is coming in the 3ds Max. Okay. And the second, we will see the what is the data channel modifiers. Yeah, because the data we need to understand before we using the data channel modifier. Yeah, so in the third, we can see the demo. So I will show you some demo regarding the data channel modifiers. Yeah, to your projects. Yeah, this is give you some idea after see this demo. Maybe you have some idea to maybe also can help you to accelerate using data channel modifier. Yeah, so data channel modifiers, I think they coming from the some previous version. Yeah, I think this is not the new one coming in 2026, but yeah, this is a part of, you can I will remind, yeah, what is the data channel usage, channel modifier usage. And also we will see the array modifiers. Yeah, because some I think starting in 2020, yeah, 2020, yeah, 2020 until 23, yeah, 2023 version of Max, there is a big jump in array modifiers. Yeah, that's why array is a part of modifier right now, is not part of tools. If you previous user of Max, yeah, that's something big change. Yeah, about the array modifier. Okay, so we go to the first topic. Yeah, we're talking about the what's new in 3ds Max 2026 update. Yeah, so this is, we can see the performance. Yeah, okay, this took from the, I think the previous one 2024 or 2020. Yeah, this is the, I think the performance is gain. Yeah, I think the gain of the performance between, yeah, this is the 2025. Yeah, 2025 compare with 2026. I think when you see my screen right now is a bit faster, yeah, than 2026. But when I follow this version since 2020, 2023, 2024, they this is a big jump, yeah, especially when you open your project, a huge project. I think is more right now is more faster. Yeah, every version they up, they improvement. Yeah, for the performance. Yeah. So let's say this is 2026 versus 2025. Yeah, what the difference? I think when you see when they apply the Boolean modifier, Boolean modifiers, I think this is the total operand and this is the end of second. Yeah, this is yeah, it's a bit. This is 67 plus, and this is for 54 plus. Yeah, this is a big jump. Yeah, so this is the component that apply. That's why they compare. Yeah, they compare the screen. Yeah, between the performance. And then what's new in 2026? Of course, right now they on the color management. That's why the color management right now is a part, yeah, is a part of the 3ds Max. That's why this is more easy if you do some composite things. You want to post productions, yeah. Even though you can choose any channel color management, yeah, there is a lot options. The Autodesk they add in 3ds Max 2026. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, there is a lot. So you can apply the colors. Let's say you can see, and then you can apply the colors. Yeah, this is when you render, there is a kind of the part of the color management. Even though you can change instantly. Yeah, let's say, hey, I want to change when I see the result inside in 3ds Max. Yeah, this is the important when you dealing with the in the post productions. Yeah, I think yeah, this is the good one. Yeah, more improvement in 2026. Okay. So we move on in 2026. Yeah, we have vertex weld. Yeah, which means this will create part of the your model. Yeah, this is more easy. This is the implementation. They on the array. I think next we will see about the array modifiers. Okay, then yeah, they apply that right now. You can weld, yeah, between the yeah, there is a spline and vertex, so you can apply and then you can weld between the vertex. Yeah, this is more easy when you do some modeling. Yeah, like this. Yeah, very help and yeah, dealing with the vertex weld. Okay. And right now in 2026, yeah, I think this is more important. They add some create panel search. Yeah, sometimes when we do apply a lot of things in modifier, so sometimes we looking and then we can drop down any modifier we have. But right now this is more easy. That's why there is a panel search right now in modifiers. When when you typing any modifiers, this is automatically drop down. Yeah, this is more easy, more helpful. Yeah, I think it's more helpful for you to looking or searching any modifier on this 3ds Max. Okay. So this is the new, yeah, from the 2026. Yeah, I think 2026.2 there is some, yeah, like a cat, yeah, character animation transform. If you playing around with the game, let's say you own the game project, sometimes where you do in the 3ds Max, yeah, you can using the cat. Yeah, there is cat also update because many years cat is not update. Yeah, sometimes when I talk to the user, hey, what's going on with cat? Autodesk is no update. Yeah, until 2026.1.2 there is update. Yeah, okay. So we enter the main what this data channel modifier in 3ds Max. Yeah, so we need to understand data channel modifier, or we can stand for or DCM. Yeah, is geometry processing modifier in 3ds Max. Yeah, what is purpose? Yeah, so what is purpose of this data channel modifiers? So the purpose is this function of this data channel modifier is to write mesh channel data. Yeah, let's say you want to, sometimes when you do some modelings, Yeah, so you dealing with the vertex and then positions, any kind of this modeling you do. Yeah, I think this will be dealing with your project. Yeah, that's why this is help you, yeah, more easy to modify, to create, to mapping anything via or using the data channel modifier, or we call the DCM, right? Okay, and the third is allow you to procedurally process vertex, yeah, because yeah, one of the modeling usage, yeah, we mostly we dealing with the vertex and face data. Yeah, sometimes we do a lot of things by manually, but right now with the DCM or data channel modifier is give you ability to modify your data vertex without a lot of to do. Yeah, we had a lot of to do things. Yeah, yeah, inside in your modeling. Yeah, so you only using the data channel modifier to help you. Yeah, without the manual modeling. Yeah, that's why the question is why using data channel modifier in 3ds Max. The first is non-destructive control. Yeah, which means you don't need to a lot things, yeah, to do some your modeling. Let's say you want to adjust your vertex, yeah, anything and face data, so you can go with the data channel modifier. And the second, access to hidden data. Yeah, sometimes let's say you want to by example, yeah, when you do some UV mapping, yeah, sometimes you dealing with the anything, yeah, you need to approach, yeah, to do some UV, yeah, setting. But right now, you can do data channel modifier to help to the to adjust, yeah, let's say the shading, yeah, inside in this data channel modifier. Yeah, in next I will show you, yeah, how it help you to do dealing with the shaders, yeah, inside in 3ds Max. Okay, and then the third, this is the automation creative. Yeah, that's why you don't need to do some manually modeling, yeah, to do some a lot thing you need to approach. But right now you only go to the data channel modifiers. There is a lot things data option, so you can pick, yeah, any data channel modifier menu, then you can do some automation on your modeling. Okay, and then the custom workflow, yeah, of course, you can integrations with other modifier. Yeah, sometimes we are not only, yeah, I think this is the common when you the 3ds Max user is not only one modifier. There is a lot long way, yeah, long way list, yeah, modifier inside your Max. Yeah, that's why yeah, the data channel modifier also have the integration with others modifiers. Okay, so and the last, flexibility with the artists and TD. Yeah, of course. Yeah, some artists they using the data channel modifier in 3ds Max. Yeah. Okay, this one is the reason what is data channel modifier, and the reason the question is the why we should using the data channel modifier in our modeling. Yeah. So in this, after this, we will do some recording demo. So I don't use the live, yeah, live demo. So, yeah, I also record first, yeah, to do show some demo. Yeah. So this is the data channel modifier. Yeah. Okay. So let's play. Yeah. So the first, what I'm trying to do this demo. So I'm create some graphical animations. Yeah. So I will create some graphical animations like like a data graphic. Yeah. You want to create some, maybe if you are dealing with the motion graphic, you want to create some data graphically animation bar. Yeah, so you can use, you can follow this demo to create this your project. Okay, so the first start with the small cube. Yeah, when you see my screen right now, and then yeah, I want to copy to multiple. Yeah, that's why here I'm using array modifier. Yeah, I think if you use have the versions 3ds Max below 2020 maybe around 2018, 20, I think below. If you using 2016, maybe. Yeah, I think when you have the array, yeah, mostly you want to duplicate, right? I think around here, you can go drop down and then you create your own array. But right now, starting in 2020, array is a part of modifier. That's why in this sample, I'm using the array modifier. Yeah, so yeah, I'm starting the box and then I want to multiply. Yeah, I start the small cube and then I go to modifier, then there is array. Yeah, this is array modifier. Yeah, so yeah, I'm using the simple one. So I create the center between x count and y axis. Yeah, because I don't want to copy as a vertical, I just only copy x axis and y axis, right? Okay, so after this create the, and then we can apply. Yeah, so this is the data channel modifiers. Yeah, once you get the data channel modifiers, there is a preset and also there is an operator. Yeah, the first you need to see the operator. Yeah, maybe your question, which there is a lot of operator, how to remember how the function, yeah, how the functions on each, yeah, on each operator. So you can go to help, yeah, help on 3ds Max help, then you can find the explanation, the complete explanation and the usage, yeah, of the operator. Yeah, that's why you need to go through there. Yeah, so let's say this is the modifiers. Yeah, when you scroll up, yeah, there is the flat data display. I think by default is the shade color. The shade color inside there is a color info. Yeah, I think mostly user when they use the data channel modifier, yeah, they dealing with the color info. Yeah, the color info, this is give you some data, yeah, more detail which area you want to adjust. Yeah, max area, medium area and minimum area. Yeah, I think for the detail next we will see. Okay, so this is the point data and then this is the operand. Yeah, see the operand, input the operator. There's a lot operator. Some operator they are viewable and a rest of your operator when you see right now in my screen, yeah, the process of the operator is not viewable. Yeah, this is the default. Yeah, so you need to choose one of these lists, yeah, from this list. Until after you choose from this list, this is automatically, when you see right now the list right now is not viewable until you choose which of these options. Okay, so the first I need to create some mapping, yeah, because this is the distort, yeah, I want to create. Yeah, that's why I need to create some abstract random graphically. Yeah, that's why I choose the distort. Yeah, once you add your data, add modify add the data. Yeah, so that's why this is when I choose this is from the operator. Yeah, this is the distort. That's why this is will be shown. Yeah, I think this is my cursor. When you see my cursor, this is the distort. Below the distort there is a mapping. Yeah, that's why once we get the, if you ever using the noise, right? Yeah, inside in 3ds Max there is a noise channel, which mean once you plug in, yeah, the noise material to object, so you can modify and then you can create a random. Yeah, that's why in this demo, yeah, in this case, yeah, I mean when I choose the distort, yeah, inside in material or map browser, yeah, this is the map, yeah, distort map. Yeah, that's why the next will be we need to play around inside the map. Yeah, which node or material we apply. Yeah, that's why we need to do some, we call it the noise. Yeah, so there is a lot of noise. Yeah, in this case, I'm using the Uber noise. Yeah, what is the Uber noise? Yeah, maybe I think I will explain. Yeah, the Uber noise is the new thing from the OSL. Yeah, if you understand what is the OSL, OSL is open shading language. Yeah, since 2019. Yeah, they add some, they call the new material. Yeah, the OSL. The Uber bitmap is to generate the noise. Yeah, this is the Uber noise. Yeah, that's why maybe the question is possible I add another noise can. Yeah, it's possible. But this example, I'm using the Uber noise. Why? Because the option, the menu is more simple. Yeah, it's not complex. Yeah, that's why I'm using in this case the Uber noise. Yeah, once you apply the Uber noise, which means it will be effect to your mesh object. Yeah, which means this area when you see the color, yeah, before the color, the red, green, and blue, this is apply. Yeah, they apply the noise mapping inside your object. Yeah, that's why when you go to the distort at the bottom, yeah, right bottom or the left bottom on your screen right now, there is the USL Uber noise. Yeah, this will be apply. Yeah, reflect. Yeah, which means the distort is will be related, yeah, with the material. Yeah, that's why in the next we will play around. Yeah, when we create the random. Yeah, we will create the random of this graphical. Yeah, the random itself is coming from the distort Uber noise material. Okay. So yeah, so I trying to open the material. That's why you cannot find any. That's why you need to drag from distort and then you can more you can go to the material editor. Yeah, and then you can plug. Yeah, that's why I'm using the flat. Yeah, that's why yeah in this demo I'm using the flat to get more variant. Yeah, more variant. Okay. Let's say the distort is not enough to create the graphical. Yeah, so we need to another operand. Yeah, another operand from the data channel modifiers, right? Okay, yeah, yeah, this only to yeah to adjust. Yeah, let's say I want to more jitter. Yeah, it's depend. Yeah, the question how fixed to put the value. Again, you need to try and error. Yeah, yeah, you can try. Yeah, which value you want to put. Okay, so inside in operator stack. Yeah, this is same method with the layer. Yeah, so you can change this to take color. Yeah, and then factor and again you need to play around for this. Yeah, so let's say I change to float data. Yeah, you remember flat because I'm using the flat flat to hook, yeah, the distort material. That's why I change to flat. And then this after you apply, yeah, and then you change, suddenly your object right now is mapping by color here. Yeah, even though they have the color between, yeah, let's say the green light and the dark light. Yeah, so this is you apply another, we call it this vertex output. Yeah, that's why we need to more create some surface. Yeah, that's why I need to create the graphical, yeah, the block one. So I need to do some vertex. Yeah, so this is trying to when you stack and then you can change from bottom to the up. Yeah, in between, this is more big difference sometimes. Yeah, that's why you need to play around. Yeah, you can play around until you see the result. Yeah. Okay, so I continue. Yeah, so I continue. Let's say this is, even though you can, yeah, you adjust the normalize. Yeah, remember I'm using the normalize. Why? Because I need create the different surface, the bump, yeah, the bumpiness from the surface. Yeah, that's why our goal, yeah, to create some graphically, yeah, the random. Yeah, that's why I need to normalize. Yeah, okay, so from the more normalized, there is an option, yeah, select a method, yeah. So I'm using the multiply, yeah, which mean the area you remark by vertex is will be multiply. This is same like when you play around with the Photoshop, right? The layers take, yeah, this is same, yeah, the same. So when you adjust, yeah, and then you can see, yeah, right now the normalize is the middle, yeah, the between, yeah, from others operand, yeah. So when I see this is too higher, that's why I need to adjust. Sorry. So you can adjust the minimum number or the max value. Yeah, that's why you need to carefully sometimes when you adjust the maximum, yeah, the maximum of your value. Sometimes, yeah, see, this is happening. Yeah, that's why you need to see the around of your object. Yeah, that's why you need to uh, go to the normalize. Then you can see the minimum. You can adjust and maximum. Yeah, I think it's not too higher a bit. Yeah, I need to more simple. Yeah, not too higher. Okay. So yeah, again I need to vertex input. Yeah, so I need to change. Yeah, from this surface to this geo. Yeah, so I add the operator another they call geo, which mean when you see right now the geo will convert the surface of the bumpiness into the block. But the first I'm trying because the geo, yeah, layer at the bottom, nothing happened, right? So until I see, I want to move, yeah, move up, yeah, upper, yeah, then normalize until I get this result, yeah, to block. Yeah, this is the graphically, yeah. So this is the, let's say you can change and then you can change back, yeah, to your survey. In this example, yeah, I change by element, yeah, to get this block, yeah, until I want to do some animate, yeah, I want to do some animate on my graphic block graphic, yeah. So I push the auto key, then yeah, once you get the, remember when we do some play around with the animations, you can go, you cannot go through in this setting minimum and maximum. Yeah, remember once I do some inside, I think inside in vertex output, yeah, so I just minimum and maximum. When you adjust the maximum and minimum, this is not randomly. Yeah, remember once is higher, maybe it's a bit random, but is we want to do some effect random every vertex. Yeah, that's why we need to do inside in material. Remember the first when you see on my screen right now, this is the distort, yeah, operand. Yeah, so that's why distort will connect it with our noise material. Okay, yeah, this is the noise material. Inside in noise material there is pace, yeah, so pace you can play around the pace. Don't forget to click activate the auto key, right? Okay, so right now I'm trying to play, so this is the result. Yeah, even there is a color ID, yeah, there is a color ID in data channel, so you can play around. Let's say you can change the color, yeah, by vertex, yeah, even you can apply some material and then they can automatically let's say the graphic went up is red, down is green, something like that. You can play around, right? Yeah, so you can combination, you can mix, yeah, inside in data channel modifier. Yeah, so this is the way to create some graphically, yeah, animations with this data channel modifier. Okay, so we move on. I think this one is I find inside in this website, yeah, by Chang Song Foon. Yeah, this is Korean. Yeah, so they create, yeah, so they create this model. Yeah, I think it's quite good. Yeah, like animations they flip. The concept is the same. Yeah, the concept is the same with what I'm do before. Yeah, the concept are the same, but the difference, this is for the vertical, the z-axis. Yeah, yeah, this is same. When you see they put the noise, yeah, even like I said before, you can use any noise material. Yeah, my example, I'm using Uber noise. Okay, same. This is on every noise. There is a pace you can play around. Okay, so this is I break down. Let's say this is a curve. Yeah, the curve in operand, which means you can change the behavior. Yeah, the behavior on your object, the y-axis. Yeah, that's why this is more easy. Yeah, let's say when I change uh, moving to up and down, this will be impact, yeah, to your data, yeah, to your animations. Yeah, this is the way to more good examples to create more variant using these data channel modifiers. Okay, it's quite good. It's nice, yeah, to create the animations by using the data channel. Okay, let's move on. We still talking about this data channel modifier. So what's next? So I'm creating this uh, more animations, yeah, by using the octagon, the mesh, and then I'm trying to break apart. Yeah, that's why I need to create the hexagon animations, yeah, by the angle. Yeah, in this demo I put some helper, yeah, to drive, yeah, to drive the animations, right? I think before, the material to drive, yeah, to drive the animations, but in this sample examples, yeah, the controller or the dummy, yeah, to control the animations from the data channel. Okay, how to do? Yeah, we go to the octagon. Yeah, don't forget to break apart. How to break apart? Yeah, so we need to change to edit, modify, edit the mesh, editable, poly. Then we choose the edge and then we break apart. Yeah, that's why we need to yeah, we split, yeah, or break apart. Yeah, we split, and then we can go to the face, yeah, mesh. Yeah, right now the mesh is break apart. Yeah, that's why we create like the animations. Yeah, even this one you can use as a motion graphic animations, either if you own the product design. Let's say you create a lamp, yeah, the center lamp or something lah. Yeah, you can get some idea. Okay, so I apply the data channel here, and then I go to the operand. Yeah, go to modify. Yeah, this is I need to the the spline. Yeah, this is the controller. Yeah, to get the controllers. Yeah, because this one I create a pet. Yeah, that's why the animations will be, once the helper or the point will be attached as a pet animations, and then the data channel modifier will be linked. Yeah, it will be like the on off or pop up. Yeah, pop up from these animations. Yeah. So yeah, I need to point. That's why point we attach as the pet animations. Yeah, that's why, yeah, this point I attach as a pet animations. So I go to animations, pet animations, go to the constraint pet animations, and then, yeah, point, and then you got, yeah, this is easy. You get the pet animations. After you get the pet animations, the next will be apply the data channel in data channel modifier. Okay, so we can go to the operand. Yeah, this is the yeah, the not influence. Yeah, I think some of skip. Yeah, I think moment. Yeah, I go to the, and then, yeah, you can choose the not influence. Yeah, not influence. Yeah, that's why we need to break apart. And then this is the not influence will be create the mapping by color. Yeah, mapping by colors. Yeah, the mapping by colors. Okay. So until we once you relate it, yeah, there is the options. Yeah, moment. I think some step this will be skip. Sorry, yeah. So when you see right now in my screen, yeah, there is the note. See the note. You should point with the help. Yeah, point. Yeah, point. Not you can direct choose the point. Yeah, that's why once you get point, yeah, and then because when you choose this is the not influence, it will be generate a color like this one. Okay, moment, yeah. Okay, and then we can go to the transform. Yeah, that's why the question is why we need to split, right? We need to break apart. Yeah, that's why once you get to the break apart, we want to create some object. One part there is a small, a big, small, and then a small. Yeah, there is a will be a random animation ball. Yeah, that's why we need to split number one and number two. We connected. Yeah, the not influence. This purpose of this not influence will be the animations. Yeah, the point will be derived. Yeah, the object. Yeah, we want to create. Okay. So I continue until I got to the transform element. Yeah, when you see right now on my screen, yeah, there is the transform element, and then I go to the vertex output again. This is the same, the previous one. Once you get the vertex A, what's going on? Because the XYZ, yeah, this is not my goal from my animation. That's why I need to change a bit, yeah, from the transform, yeah, to make sure, yeah, to get the replace. Yeah, moment. I repeat again, yeah. How to do? Because when you see there is a squish, right? The object right now is squish from XYZ. That's why this is not our goal. Yeah, we want to create the full of the ball. Yeah, that's why they can change, yeah, the direction from the point to round. Yeah, that's why this is a bit weird. What's happened? Yeah, that's why we need to right click and then you can go. There is an option. Yeah, delete freeze. Yeah, I think currently multiply. So we can change from multiply to replace. Yeah, go to the replace and then this is what the goal. Yeah, our goal. Yeah, this is, yeah, see, yeah, they create the small big, yeah, from the object. Even you can change. Remember, this is the scale. Yeah, so you can add the scale inside in the node operand, yeah, from the data channel. Yeah, so you can adjust X, Y, Z, the minimum and maximum. Yeah, this is the depend. Yeah, depend on your goal. Yeah, this is, let's say my goal is not some of not too small. Yeah, I think we want to do some uh, the animation, the whole objects. Yeah, is not too yeah, random. Yeah, we create a random. Okay. So so what's next? Yeah, yeah, this is the adjust the offsets. And even though in the scale there is a randomize, you can apply by check by random. Yeah, let's say I want to do some more randomly. Yeah, even you can adjust. Yeah, so this is related with the offset. Yeah, when you see right now X, Y, Z, yeah, all this check, yeah, with the check mark, you can set, even you can adjust the pace of your object. Yeah, so I move until you get, yeah, carefully. Yeah, sometimes it's happen is too squeeze. Yeah, sometimes it's too squeeze, too stretch. Yeah, again you need to change the minimum and this maximum. Okay, remember you can play around. Yeah, as your goal, what's which your goal animations which animations, your goal animations is depend. Yeah, even though, yeah, again, yeah, let's say you want to create some perspective effect, yeah, you can do like this. But this is not my goal. Yeah, that's why this is I'm trying to show. Yeah, to show even you can squeeze, you can stretch your object. Yeah, by adjusting the minimum and maximum, the radius inside the radius value. Yeah, so you can adjust minimum and maximum. Okay, so let's say I want to change from the fall off curve. Can, yeah, this is possible to see more graphically. You can change graphically, but again, yeah, we need to carefully. Yeah, too many adjust sometimes make your object is more squish. Yeah, that's why we need to carefully. Yeah, again, we need to see around which the best practice you have. Yeah, to play around with the curve. Okay, so I move. Yeah, I think it's a bit weird. Yeah, so a bit squish. Yeah, a bit squish. That's why we need to change back to the normal. Okay, let's say, yeah, maybe this one. Yeah, again, this depend your goal, your object. Yeah, which one you want to uh, do some animation. Okay, let's say my goal, I want to do some random. Yeah, from my project. Yeah, my goal. Yeah, that's why I put some Arnold lighting. Yeah, because, yeah, this is default. I want to create some effect. Yeah, that's why I put some the atmosphere node inside in the max render with this. Yeah, this is the volume. Yeah, the volume material you can add. Yeah, so you can do some a lot of things. Yeah, with this example. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I think, but this one I'm using the atmosphere. Yeah, see the atmosphere volume you can adjust. Yeah, this is inside in Arnold. Yeah, yeah. Again, if you on the 3ds Max, Arnold is a part of your render right now. Yeah, if you on the 3ds Max, Arnold inside free. Yeah, okay. So you can play around. Yeah, this is more easy to use. Yeah, using the Arnold render to create your project. Okay, so I move. Yeah, so in these examples, I'm trying to show how to data channel to adjust the shading. Yeah, to shading inside your object. Okay, so in this demo, I already create the material. Yeah, the material I'm using the physical material. And then there is a gradient bitmap, yeah, to yeah, name as a diffuse gradient. Yeah, this is will be hooked later as a base color map, and the roughness, yeah, to create more insight in this object. Yeah, that's why this is a two material is already set up before. Yeah, okay. So we move on. We create. Sorry, it's okay. Yeah, I move. So we can bring to, again, we use the data channel modifier. Yeah, because when you adjust the shading, yeah, sometimes when you play around with the UV, yeah, UV map, UV mapping, yeah, yeah, I think it's a bit tricky sometimes. But right now this is another, I can say, another angle, yeah, another angle to adjust, yeah, the shading, yeah, the shading with the data channel modifier. Okay, so what I'm using, this is curvature. Yeah, that's why I will put some mapping first. Once you get the curvature, right now the object will be changed. Yeah, as this is same as my the first my first demo. Yeah, using the curvature. Yeah, this is for the mapping. Yeah, that's why I'm using the curvature, because next my goal to use the shading, yeah, to mapping, yeah, the area, let's say the shadow area, yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's why data channel will help you, yeah, to do. Okay, so I'm using this one, this the curvature. Again, the curvature is depend with the color info, which means this is the middle color, which means the whole objects more greeny. Yeah, that's why we need to define. Yeah, why we need to define? Because after this, it will be give some information to 3ds Max. Hey, this is I want to allocate it which area. Yeah, this way. Yeah, that's why this is more clearly. Yeah, informations to connect later with the shading. Yeah. Okay. So this is the informations. Yeah. So again, I'm using the curvature. So I'm adjust the scale value right now. Once you get the value again, you need to play around, yeah, for the value. Which one the value? Why you put the 4 or either 6? Yeah, again you need to play around. Yeah. So after you adjust the color, this is more clear, right? The clear area. Let's say the minimum is around the middle, around the nose, yeah, nose, and around the eyes, brow, and mouth and chin, right? This is the area we need to remark, yeah. This data will be bring, yeah, to the shading network, yeah, the material editor, yeah. That's why we need to define, okay. So even we already define, but this is not clear. Yeah, if you apply, yeah, with these conditions, yeah, the material is will be random. Yeah, I think it's not quite good. Yeah, the next we need to adjust until we get the smooth. Yeah, which area we need to polish to smooth. Yeah, with the data channel. Okay. So, okay, to create some area, we need to adjust again. Yeah, some adjustment. When you see right now, there is a convex, flat, concave. This is representative the color. Yeah, remember the color inside in data channel is the RGB. Yeah, red, green, blue. Yeah, three colors. Yeah. So the curvature, yeah, like the convex, the flat, and concave, this is represent of three colors we have the RGB, right? That's why when you adjust some of, let's say, the convex, you increase the number or decrease the number, this is will be reflect to the colors. Yeah, one of the three colors. Okay. Again, yeah. So let's say the convex, I put the number 2. Yeah. So when you put the number 2, yeah, of course, yeah, I think some color will be more dominant. Yeah, more as a strong point. Yeah, I can say the strong point. Yeah. So the strong point, this is more the red color. Yeah, the higher. Yeah, the higher. And then let's say, see the maximum. Yeah, red for the maximum. Again, I need to adjust the material. Yeah, the physical material. Yeah, again, I need to vertex output. Yeah, a vertex output. Yeah, don't surprise your image when you apply the vertex output operand. It will be like a squish. Yeah, flat. Yeah, sorry, not squish only, the flat. Yeah, so what's wrong, yeah, with my object? Because everything is flat, yeah, in one view. Yeah, that's why you need to adjust. Yeah, why? Because the position is x-axis. Yeah, you need to change to, let's say, the z-axis, and this we can see this is the y-axis. Again, we need to see the result. Yeah, until, yeah, remember why this is not happen? Because the default is these positions. Yeah, x, y, z depend the color. Yeah, that's why x is more flat, yeah, to the x-axis, y as more flat to y-axis, and also same with the z-axis, right? Okay. So that's why we need to change to the vertex color. Yeah, remember when we put the vertex output, sorry. Okay, so this is the vertex output. We need to change to the vertex color. Yeah, this is the XYZ, yeah, X coordinate. Let's say I want to change in the X axis. Yeah, okay, so this is more clear. Yeah, the max area is the red area near the noise, and the rest like blue minimum is around there. Yeah, this is more clear. Okay, so again I need to more smooth, yeah, because this is more abstract. When you apply the material, yeah, automatically there will be uh, not too smooth. That's why we need to put the smooth. Yeah, there is a smooth information operand you can add inside in data channel. Then yeah, again you can adjust. Yeah, you can change the stacking. Yeah, from down to up and middle and between. Yeah, that's why you need to play around until okay looks this I want, this is my goal. Even a is not smooth enough, so you can change, yeah, either the amount and these operations, yeah, iterations, yeah, until you get a this is smooth. Okay, then we go to the material editor. Okay, yeah, you can go to the material editor. Yeah, then yeah, you can hook, yeah, the material until the material they can have the data, because data channel is will be like like these informations, yeah, information inside your object, because the before we define, right, we define which color, which area. Yeah, that's why this data is will link, yeah, to the material. Yeah, because once you get the material, when you apply to the object, the material is will be, they will be read informations to your object. Let's say before we define which area, yeah, which area on your object. Yeah, that's why this is will be they read information from data channel. Yeah, that's why data channel. Yeah, why data channel, because the informations. Okay, so I need to another, yeah, I think this is the insight from the like the roughness and by the base color, so you can adjust. Yeah, that's why because the shading, yeah, like the roughness, I only put the black and white because I want to more shading, yeah, more shading, color shading. That's why I put only two colors, and yeah, this is the vertex color. Yeah, this is how it works again. Yeah, the data will be as a vertex. Yeah, vertex in the object. Yeah, I mean the informations. So this vertex image, yeah, automatically when you see a there is nothing. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, inside in this. Yeah, that's why we need to again with color. Yeah, between red, green, blue. Again, yeah, you can change later. Yeah, remember when I put the data channel inside this object, so I more adjust more red color, right? Yeah, that's why this is more related. Yeah, why inside in vertex, yeah, vertex node, I choose the sub channel is red. Yeah, again, later we can adjust. Okay. Okay, after this, we're trying to render, yeah, to see the result. Okay, moment. So this, when you see, this is the information, the shader information of your object. Yeah. Why this is happen? Because this is the data. Remember, we already put some information in data, and the material will be read the data. Hey, what we need to allocate it, right? This one, the shader, okay, this is the red channel, the green channel, or this representative, the curvature, right? Okay, like this one, even though it's a bit, I need to adjust. Yeah, it's easy. You can go to the convex, flat informations, anything. Yeah, see? Yeah, this is will be impact. You only change, you only adjust inside in data channel modifier, then it will be reflect, yeah, reflect or linkage to your material. Okay. Okay, yeah, this one. Okay, yeah. This is the even you can adjust the red, green, blue. Yeah, red, green, blue. Sorry. Okay, moment. Okay, yeah. So again. Okay, yeah. So this is how to data channel modifier to help you to mapping, yeah, your shading. Yeah, this why this is more help to have the data information to link to your material. Yeah, remember if you do some maybe before using the material, you do some a lot things. You create a lot of the network, yeah, node base. A lot of things you need to hook on your node. But right now, the data channel is help you, yeah, to define which area with data channel you want to show. Yeah. Okay. So I think this one, yeah, we next, yeah, this is the array, yeah, this is we enter the array. What's the array modifier? Okay, it's a bit. I move a bit. Yeah, this is more creatively right now. They way. Yeah, what's array? Yeah, I think it's simple way, simple one. Array to help you is more easy to copy to multiply, but this is a bit different. Yeah, when you apply your project like the spline, yeah, like let's say, hey, I want to create a stitching, right? Maybe you create a chair, then you put the stitching. Yeah, I think before this is not easy sometimes. Yeah, this is my experience also to put the stitching inside the chair, anything. But since array coming, this is very helpful, yeah, to your project. Okay, I move again. Okay, yeah. So this is the quick one. Okay, the quick one. Yeah, how to apply the array modifier. Yeah, you can go to modifier, then you can choose. There is all things you need to adjust. Yeah, count z, count z, x, anything, even random. Yeah, the whole options. Yeah, the whole option, the whole operand you can adjust to your creativity object. Yeah, like this one, I want to change the random, the positions, anything is give you some idea. Yeah, sometimes they create some roof. Yeah, roof. Yeah, they create using, yeah, I saw before they create roof by using the array. Okay, I move this one. Yeah, even you can change the radial. Yeah, I think there is a lot options, the radial, the spline, anything. Yeah, you can do inside in this array. Yeah, let's say this is the spline. I think later I will show you how to the implementations. Okay, yeah, this is the array. Yeah, the simple one. So this is the example. Sorry, yeah, one after this. Sorry. Okay, I think this one we move. This is unhide. Yeah. Okay. So this is the prototype when I create this the jet machine. Yeah, this is only the prototype. Yeah, so I'm using the hard surface to create this prototype. Yeah, array is help. Yeah, very help. Yeah, to create some the, yeah, let's say this is the, again, yeah, this is the prototype of the jet machine. Yeah, so there is things like the array. Yeah, help me to create to multiply the part. Yeah, that's why the first A, how to create the multiply, since the array is very helpful, yeah, on your project. Yeah, let's say in this demo to create some the prototype the jet machine. Yeah, to help is more is more faster. Yeah, I can say, I cannot say easy, no, but more faster. Yeah, this is, yeah, this is create some visualize, yeah, the road, not only the array. Yeah, but we mix some like the, the particle system. Yeah, regarding the particle system, I think the next, my next webinar, I will talking a lot, about the particle system and T-flow. I think next, we will later, I will discuss about this. Okay, so this is the, again, the animations, the project one, the prototype, I mean the prototype to create, let's say this is the how to create the prototype using the road, using the push modifier, and then I want to bend, everything I can bend by after array. This will help you to create the your own project, to give you some idea, to, let's say this is the road, the brick, anything by apply by usage using the array modifiers. Okay. I move again. This is the example how to apply, like the bottom part here, the bottom part. So I using the array modifier to get this the circle. Even this is there is the axis. It's depend. This is more easy right now. I think previously when you using the array, the old one, I can say the old one is a bit confused, a lot of things, a lot of things, I click here, something is not, I'm not, this is not my goal. That's why the array modifier is more easy. Right now everything there, at least you can try. Okay, so this is the examples. This is again the example. If you create some outdoor lighting here, this is also using the array modifiers. This is the animate when you see, I think this is the low quality when I render here. That's why it's a bit, create the outdoor, when you see. This is using the array modifier and also the OSL material to generate, animate light, on I can say what I'm saying is like a flip flop, outdoor lamp, for the exterior, let's say you own the project exterior, then you can use this one. Okay, how to do? I think this is the using, this is I'm creating with the array. So the first, this is the spline. I think this is more easy right now. The spline, you can adjust the spline, you can bend the spline. That's why after this you apply the bulb. This one I'm using the array. Again, array is very helpful. And not only the array, I put some OSL material, they call the wave. I think the wave material you can you can searching. So what is the purpose of the wave? The wave, they can generate the lighting random, right? Like the animations, but the purpose, they generate the random color. Okay. So so I apply more than one wave OSL, right? Again, I need to multiply node to accomplish this project. That's why I put to the another node. This is the single node. That's why we need to this is the OSL. 1 to numbers, to n. Because when you see this is, you can apply, why this is more variant color. So let's say I want to only yellow, white. So you can define. So you can define until I get this. Okay, after again, I need to play around until I apply the array spline here. Okay, the modifier, then we play around until see is more than one. See, when we scrap, when we scrap here, the lamp is this automatically they animate, right? They animate. That's why this is help you to this. See, It's like a dimmer, yeah, the dimmer, yeah. There is a dimmer. Again, how to get the dimmer like this timing, yeah. This will be on, off, on, off. You can adjust the amplitude, yeah. Inside this OSL, yeah, OSL material wave, there is the amplitude. So you can adjust from there to get more variant amplitude, yeah, to amplitude to get the on, off, on, off, on, off like this. Yeah, so yeah, again, array very helpful to create the project, yeah, any kind of project, the exterior. Okay, so I think this one is the apply also with the when I create the balcony, right? The balcony, yeah, there is a, how to say, yeah, the balcony, yeah, the balcony, yeah. So this is the dynamic, yeah. So I'm trying to use the point helper to get this one. Yeah, I think the first, this is the spline. Yeah, that's why spline we need, you can display as a box, right? So we not only put the spline, but again, yeah, when you see right now, this is adjustable. Yeah, by using array. Yeah, this will be multiply. Yeah, again, this is very help when you apply the create the balcony. Yeah, this is because this is dynamic. How to create again this array help, very helpful. Yeah, because they will be multiply. Yeah, even though this is the dynamic. Yeah, let's say, hey, I want to create more than one balcony. Yeah, this is more easy right now because this is dynamic. Okay, how to create? I think I need to three of this helper. Yeah, again, the array is only to create a series of this balcony. That's why. So this I think this helper. Yeah, this point. This is the key. Yeah, why? Because when I create this one, so I combine with the wire parameter. Yeah, what the parameter? Wire parameter is help you to get a simple. No, I'm not saying this is the script. Yeah, this is like a formula. Let's say I want to. Yeah, this one. This is like the wire parameter. Right, wire parameter. This will be multiple. Yeah, let's say. Yeah, I want to create some conditions. Yeah, I want to multiply to the x-axis. Yeah, that's why this is the condition when I see how to multiply to the x, because when using only the array is not working. Yeah, why? Because you cannot multiply by some directions. Yeah, let's say in this case the x-axis. That's why you need to wire parameter. Yeah, to combine. Yeah, the wire parameter. This is the dialog. If you using before, if you never using the wire parameter, this is the wire parameter. This is two box. Yeah, you only, let's say, the point here, and then another. This is the conditions. I want to do this point is will be multiply in x-axis. Yeah, that's why you need to put x. Yeah, x coordinate. Yeah, and then yeah, yeah, x coordinate. Then yeah, this will be follow in this point like this, right? Again, this is using array. Yeah, how array help your project is more easy. Yeah, can you imagine if you create your balcony, your exterior, your architecture? Yeah, you create one by one. Yeah, right now you only to put the one dynamic, so you can group and then you can copy to the another balcony. You can apply. Yeah, okay. Okay, this is the good example. So I get from uh, the YouTuber they call Paul. Yeah, so I'm friend with him. Yeah, he is the TD. I forgot he working from, but he's a TD, and he also a professor from the university, one university in US. Yeah, so they create this the vein. Yeah, the plan vein. Yeah, by using this array. Yeah, no programming, no nodes, yeah, anything, no plugin, no mathematic, everything using the array. Yeah, see, this is the, yeah, they only apply the 8 modifier. One of these modifier they using. Yeah, I saw this effect, yeah, in Maya. Yeah, they using Bifrost, but I'm really surprised. I text to him, hey, this is good. Yeah, this is impression because you create without this programming. Yeah, because when you do, let's say when I move this, like create this project in Maya, yeah. So I need using the Bifrost, the visual programming to create a fine, yeah, the plan of fine like this. Okay, this is the good example. If you want to see more, you can visit his YouTube channel, the Paul Neil. Yeah, Paul Neil. Yeah, so this is good. The examples, no script. Yeah, no problem. I don't know. No problem. Yeah, it's depend. It's depend. Yeah, the first time. Yeah, maybe you will take effort. Yeah, effort. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think this the array. Yeah, this is a bit Arnold. Yeah, a bit Arnold because we have yeah, time. Why Arnold? Yeah, again, Arnold is a winning path of the tracing render, easy to use. Yeah, easy to use. Why? Because so many artists they don't have any render experience. So I try to put, hey, you can try, and then you can say, hey, Thomas, this is easy to use. Yeah, again, and scalable. And again, Arnold is free if you own subscriptions in the 3ds Max. Yeah, free. And Max 2A, the plugin is free every subscription in 3ds Max. Yeah, this is the example. This is the winning. Yeah, the winning. I think the 4 years ago, 3 years ago, I forgot. This is the winner. Interior render with Arnold. Okay. Okay, yeah. This is Arnold. They have support GPU. I think this is the old one in 2020, yeah, 5 years ago, yeah, the old one. Once the GPU is still beta, but right now GPU is the full release. They support CPU and GPU and noise reductions. There is the AI noise reductions, the smart artificial intelligence reduce noise reductions. Okay, okay, you can try the Arnold. Yeah, it's quite good. Okay. Okay, I think this, yeah, this is the example. Same, there is a lot when you see the render view. Even right now in Arnold, yeah, there is, this is the IPR render. There is a post effect. Yeah, even you can brightness, brightness, contrast, hue saturations. Yeah, like you do in Photoshop, right? Yeah, same. Yeah, even though the small one, yeah, you can do inside in Arnold. Yeah, there is a lot thing, yeah, to do. Okay. So this is the compression CPU and GPU. Yeah, when using there is options again. Yeah, if you have the powerful GPU, you can use GPU. Yeah, this is the Versus. Yeah, this is currently, I think, when this render trying, they using the 3060 RTX. Yeah, I think the old one lah. 30 series, the old one right now is 50 series, right? I think it's more faster right now. This is the compression CPU at 12 minutes and 30 seconds, and GPU is 1 minute 35 seconds. Okay. So yeah, this is the 3ds Max. Why we using the 3ds Max? They can do all the things, yeah, in the pipeline. And again, this is the 3ds Max, like the Victor, everything can do with 3ds Max. Okay. So this is the Q&A. Any question? And also this is the information. For your information, we have Datex Solutions uh, group, yeah, in the Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube channel. Yeah, we have the some update, yeah, informations. So you can scan here and then you can have the update informations. Yeah, even though let's say there is, because we have a three solution, right now there is a, yeah, MNE, yeah, me as a MNE media entertainment. There is also have the AZ, and we have also the manufacturing, yeah, inside. Okay, so follow us. Okay, this one you can scan. If any question I saw, is there any questions?